Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Saikyosen Team Battle once again, pre-WRC edition right here. And only fitting that I'm joined by Jenn, the JPML pro, who you will be able to see at WRC, one of many, honestly. Hello, Jenn.
Yeah, you'll see me in the commentator booth only. As
Well,
denied entry into WRC, but I'll be there to bring all of the action to all of you.
sounds like we'll be able to see even more of you than normally if you were competing. 'Cause you'll be at the booth, leading the booth.
Leading the booth. And sometimes leaving it in the questionable hands of Garth
Uh-oh.
and capable hands of Curly.
Well, sounds like you've got your team picked out for WRC. Of course, WRC is the World Riichi Championship coming up in less than 1 week. This year's tournament is in Tokyo, the 2025 WRC Tokyo. A lot of people already there. Jenn was just talking about seeing a lot of them at the JPML dojo playing mahjong, getting their pre-tournament reps in before they began.
Yeah, oh my, it was so many people. I made everyone take a massive group photo as well. Do you guys want to see the group photo? I guess I could put the group photo in there and make tips do more work.
Oh, that could be
I didn't
interesting.
think about it before.
We could get that. We could get that for the mid-game intermission. For now,
after the first game.
right? Of course, we
That
have
would work.
the United States Professional Mahjong League sponsoring this stream as well, where you can find Sparrow's Nest in Manhattan, New York, home of many mahjong events, socials, tournaments, teaching, as well as home of many Japanese-style automatic tables, some of the first ones in America, and some of the newer ones as well. So very exciting.
Very exciting. They have like more and more exciting things coming up this year as well. I don't think we can announce anything yet because also Dave is in Japan, so
Ooh.
he's not in a position to announce anything. But it sounds like lots of awesome things happening in the future of Sparrow's Nest as well. So I'm excited about those.
Yep, that's extra star power there at the WRC Championship. President of USPML is there as well. But today we have for you the Mahjong Saikyosen Team Battle 2025. This is session 6, and there is a very familiar face once again here on stream. I thought we were done highlighting AMC Dental, but they seem to be doing pretty well. And Mr. Okazaki from JPML will be on stream once again. This must be his 6th appearance already. Of course, there are other.
Yeah,
there are other.
they were featured one day.
That's right. But he's back once again. And of course, we've got other players on the table. We've got Remi Otsuki for Bien Queens in the south seat. We've got Masaki Iida for D&D Studio in the west seat. And for
Jankatsu has actually been featured more than Okazaki.
Ooh,
total. Because D&D Studio keeps getting featured. So it seems like what they're doing is they're featuring the first place team.
Right. And for Jankatsu Master, we have Rina Ando in the north slot. So, we can check the standings to check the hypothesis here, but Jenn is indeed correct. D&D Studio up in the first spot, Bien Queens in second, AMC Dental in third, and Jankatsu Master rounding it out in fourth place, all very close. You can see the overall total is more important than the earned points. The earned points are the tiebreaker, but the total, which determines how many points you've gotten from your table, is the first discriminant. It's the first most important criteria for whether you move on or not. So even if you have more total points than another team, if you don't have more position points, that is the total here, you will be behind them. As you can see, B and Queens has more earned points but less total position points than D&D Studio, and that's why D&D Studio is ahead here. You can see all of that in the this nice rule system. For those of you who've been here, it's no surprise, but for those of you who it's first time, the total points, it's just a matter of where you place in the table. First place gets 3, and second place gets second, third place gets 1, fourth place gets 0. So your team can never lose points, but you will be falling behind if you're not gaining those points. Of course, we have Ipatsu Uradora, 30,000 start. Because of course there's no Oka really, there's not really any Uma. The Uma is the direct table points. We've got no ties, the earlier dealer will take the victory. No busting and ending on the dealer win. There is head bump and no abortive draws, no blessing of man, and no Nagashi Mangan. Woo! That being said, our feature players, D&D Studio, Iida once again in the feature slot. Good luck to all of them, and let's see the first match. Oh, the B and Queen's uniform looks a little bit like a racing uniform. I don't know if I've seen it being worn that often.
I mean, we've only seen B and Queens once on each stream, so maybe you didn't even get to stream on the days. But the Jankatsu Master uniform really looks like a racing uniform as well.
I do
They
like
just
the
have like loads
Jankatsu
of
Master
sponsors on
uniform.
each.
Yeah, how the racing uniforms have 100 sponsors on them. That is true. It does have that kind of feeling. But I have seen B and Queens play before, for sure. It is session 6.
Might not have had the uniform yet.
Yeah.
I know somebody has been really delayed in ordering the WRC uniforms for Sankei Shimbun Cup. Somebody.
I guess it'll be a surprise what WRC goes with. What team WRC goes with this year. Well, your new member, Uotani-san, Uotani Pro. Did she have any input on the uniforms this year?
No. Well, she got to pick what name she gets on the back.
I see. She does
Gemma
have quite a few
shows
fashionable social media posts.
Gemma had an interesting input on the color scheme, and then I worked with that. So
Okazaki, by the way, here with a quick Chun Pon, a Red Dragon Pon, to start off this game. We are not quite done the first row of discards yet, as we get into our match here. Other than that, I mean, the rest of Okazaki's hand doesn't actually look that good. Otsuki's hand here in the south seat looks pretty strong. Iida is moving forward, but still has a lot of loose honors. And Ando in the north seat holding the Tanya hand. The Dora is pretty well divided, pretty fairly divided. Iida here does not have any, but everybody else has one. We'll see if Ando actually gets a chance to use her Dora. Everybody else, the other two, have it in a nice shape. Tripled it up, Otsuki, 1 away. That's pretty fast. Ando has that inside hand, but so far not too many improvements.
Masaki's hand looking quite slow as well, even with the call.
Yes.
It's like a Korak called hand, or maybe a Tips called hand.
Well, he is the dealer. And with that kind of hand, if you don't call the red dragon when you get the chance, you're really in trouble. Of course, you can't always predict. He could have been Tenpai in 2 or 3 draws. That's the thing. Even the slow hands, they're really only 2 away, 3 away in most cases after 1 call. So you you can't really predict how fast they're going to be because you just draw the right 2 tiles and you could be tempai you, even if they're not easy to come across. But in this
It's a
case,
concept
Okazaki.
that's something we covered in the recent World Reach Mahjong study session. Was it study session? Seminar led by Seto Kuma.
Exciting times. So if you're looking to learn more, keep active in the WRC Discord.
Yeah, we'll have more after WSI for sure. I have no capacity to anything except for barely edit these videos so we're ready for stream.
Ooh, one away now. One
Ooh,
away
look at
now
that
for
one.
Iida. Of course, he loses the Dora chance. Well, not necessarily. Yeah, he's going to keep the Dora opportunity available in case he draws 8 pin.
Right, and that would also give him a full straight chance as well.
The Ikitsu-kan. Oh, of course, if he does go for the full straight, it's going to be a little bit slower, but hey. Full straight and Dora, that's 2 or 3 Han, depending on whether he opens or not. Quite a bit of value. Might be worth the wait. Oh, but here's the 9 pin. That will be a reach for Ando and Team Jankatsu Master. Oops, sorry. That was Otsuki. That's right.
It's 2 women at the table
Team
today.
being queens. I was reading the nameplate, but it must have been on the other nameplate when the Riichi was called. Oh, cheat. Okazaki not giving up here, protecting his dealer turn. It's going to be very difficult for him to push through into Otsuki's Riichi, though. 3-6 pin, the final weight. Iida has an extra 3 pin he ended up drawing, and that deals in. Iida not really pushing here, though. And of course, you can see Ando with an extra 3 pin. Might also deal in, but if she gets Tempai for 7 pairs, maybe she waits on it. We can see so many 3 pin in all the hands. What about the 6 pin?
Iida had already discarded one as well.
Yes, earlier, and he just happened to draw it back at the worst time.
It's like he's drawing like me.
There's 2 copies of 6 pin. And there's Tempai. Waiting for 4 pin now, so there is a chance that Okazaki can keep his dealer alive. Still not completely hopeless for Otsuki either. Oh, that only leaves 1 more 6 pin though. Tough spot here. It does mean Ando is going to fold. Oh, what a sumo Okazaki! You see, it would not have happened if he hadn't started by calling the red dragon in the beginning. So it was while his hand was slow, managed to pull out the low odds victory. You can only pull it out if you set up to get it. So, a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill there from Okazaki, and he maintains his dealer, avoiding Otsuki's deadly Riichi there. As we move into, well, East 1 again. Okazaki was even able to catch the 8 pin Dora for a slight few more points on that hand. We've got the white dragon here, the Haku, as the current Dora. It's true. It is similar to getting a bunt single in baseball, but this is not a bunt. Next batter up is going for a home run here. Okazaki pulls a copy of Dora. That is a pair of white dragon.
If you don't understand baseball metaphors, please write it in the chat because I have a bet going with a certain European who says that only Americans understand baseball metaphors, and I think that is incorrect. So there's a World Baseball Championship happening in the world these days. So if you don't understand baseball metaphors at all, then please write it in the chat or the comments.
You know, I was about to say after Americans, Japanese must understand baseball the second most. But honestly, nowadays Japanese might understand it first compared
Yeah, they
to
might get it more. That's
yeah.
true.
I've pretty invested in baseball-esque stuff, but the ratings whenever Shohei Ohtani plays in the MLB skyrocket. They say more people in Japan are watching it than everyone in the US when Ohtani's playing.
It started to show American baseball games, starting with like Ichiro and like Matsui. Even before Ichiro, we had Daimajin and the Mariners. So there
Hmm.
was a lot of baseball coverage of the major leagues that you couldn't really watch before
Oh,
that
quite a
happened
draw,
in
and
Japan.
the door's gonna come out. Will Okazaki fight? Okazaki fights. He's really far away once again, but again he takes on another Riichi here. Oh, sorry. I thought it was a Riichi, wasn't it?
I think there's
Oh, it was
waiting
a
for a
Damaten.
possible
Oh, it was a
Sanshoku
Damaten. It was a
or
close.
Pinfu, or
Yes.
yeah, there's a lot of upgrade options, so you decided not to reach on that.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't a Riichi, of course Okazaki would call the three Dora then. Nothing to fear. Although I believe that Tenpai hand does not have Yaku.
There's no Yaku, but
Interesting.
there's just so many upgrades. 2 or the 4 gives you Pinfu, the 8 gives you Sanshoku.
Iida is actually hiding away here. Iida, there's no Riichi on the table, but with the dealer pawning Dora 3, Iida has started to fold his hand. Oh, does stays Tenpai. Gonna hold on.
I think I said he, even though it's Ando. Ando is definitely she. Mahjong basketball metaphors. I think Tips is
Hmm.
capable of those as well.
Yes.
I like that. The defensive yes, even though it's you're agreeing. Yes, huh? Otsuki also looking for a possible Sanshoku
Yeah, this is
with the
exciting. It's
4, 5,
also not
6.
Tenpai yet. 5, 6, 7. That's not quite going to do it. 5 pin is discarded.
Yeah, there was an option to switch to the 5, 6, 7 possible Sanshoku instead
Right.
of the 6, 7, 8. She might have if that 8 bamboo had been discarded 1 turn earlier.
Hmm. 3 so. But Iida has already been destroying his hand, so he does keep it for the finish 2, 3, 4 shape. However,
Kept it
doesn't.
because he knew you were gonna be commentating.
Now it's a 3 so wait for Okazaki. 3 and 6 so. Looking for the dealer mangan, basically. Well, we did mention that there is no Nagashi mangan here in the rules, so I guess it's not quite a dealer mangan. One of the rare tournaments that does not use Nagashi mangan.
Never played in pro matches with Nagashi Mangan, but I have played in pro matches with uh Nenho with the Blessing of Man.
Right.
Let's keep trying to decide what to do about this double gutty, a hidden shape in there, 2, 4, 6.
Oh, breaks the 5-6 man. Really trying to hide here. Seems like our other players on the table are sniffing out the Sozu weight from Okazaki. Will the 6-0 come out here? Nope, not here either. So Iida is starting to push his hand back to Tempai.
It's a very lacking amount of Sozu on the board.
Here he goes.
Especially with the dealer calls, people are getting really cautious.
I wonder if Iida will be convinced to discard the 6-0 at some point. We're getting down to the end of the wall. 10 tiles left. Is that... Oh, it's an 8-pin. That'll allow Iida a safe tile, though. You'll know 8-pin is safe to dealer. There's another of Okazaki's winning tile. He missed it by 1 draw. The Sanzo, the 3-so. Instead, Otsuki gets Tenpai. No Riichi, but she does have Yaku. Iida gets Tenpai as well. Oh, it's a little bit of a disaster here for Okazaki. Every single player is Tenpai. All 4 of them. And despite the fact he has Dora 3 open on the table. I think only Ando here does not have Yaku. Everybody else can win. Oh! That was her chance to get a Yaku, but instead she folds, avoiding dealing that 3-so in. And that does mean Ando is out of Tenpai now. But 2 other players Tenpai. Did not really expect that at around the midpoint when Okazaki reached Tenpai. They managed to work
Ando
their
was
hands
first to
around.
Tenpai too.
Yes, Ando
Interesting.
was first to Tenpai.
She was first to Tenpai and then ended up folding her hand against the...
Hmm.
Just didn't have enough value and she was trying to build some more value. Lots of nice shapes here in Okazaki's hand. I think 2 completed sequences already.
Yeah, he's
He
been
didn't.
playing around, getting a few points each time. He was trying to go for the big points in one Honba here, this previous hand, but he's going for it once again.
Look, there are 2 completed and also another open-ended. Another completed for Remi as well.
Hmm.
Actually, a lot of nice shapes all over.
So this could be a much faster hand than our initial 2. Could be. Doesn't always end up that way, but
Might end up with a layup instead of dealer going for a 3-pointer. I'm not good at basketball metaphors.
here we
I
go.
did hear a great term on the table yesterday when we were at the dojo, though. You're looking at what you would call if somebody had discarded the 4 and the 6 in their early discards, like second and third discard, and then they reached. What would you call discarding a 5?
Kokushimus.
The term that was brought up was double inside sotogawa, and I thought that was just brilliant.
That's funny. But Sotogawa means outside? Double inside, outside?
Yes,
Hmm.
it's perfect. I haven't heard a more perfect term in my mahjong career.
Perfectly nonsensical.
It makes perfect sense.
I'll just say I don't get it.
It makes as much sense as like half the mahjong rules do.
Hmm. Well, I can't argue with you there. Our players have been slowing down a bit, especially with this East Dora. East Dora has not really been part of any of our players' shapes, but most of them have been opting to keep it. Now comes the big choice. Well, perhaps not too much of a choice. Okazaki goes into Tenpai. No Riichi, though. He's got the Pinfu. What is he looking for? Did I miss
You're
a
also looking for a
Sanshoku?
sanshoku.
I must have
Yeah.
missed the San. That's what I assume every time when it
There's some
passes
sequences
quickly.
in the 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6 shape.
Dora shows up for Ando, but it has been discarded many times already, so maybe she's looking to sneak a last Dora Tanki weight out. No, it's already out 3 times, so it's just a safe tile at this point.
There's the reach. Did a little
Okazaki
swappy doppy.
switches the 5 for the 2. Call reach. the old wait one turn specialty, because I don't know if he has mixed triples now. I don't know if he has that
No,
Sancho
he
thing.
didn't. He was hoping for the 3-4-5. He had just the 4-5-6 in the Manzu and the characters, and uh decided it wasn't worth it for another wait. He got the tile that he could swap out to be a little bit incognito
Right.
with the delayed reach, and took it.
Yeah, so Iida is starting to fold with one of his two white dragons. Maybe he'll use the other here. Indeed. Our other two players haven't quite quit yet. Ando, no reason to yet. Out comes the West. And Ando
It'll be
Tenpai now
Tenpai.
looks like a half flush, I believe, with potential Yakuhai, but no dice for her here. Uradora is
Actually,
missed.
brought the 6 dot over. That was her winning tile as well. That would have been
Yes,
her fill-in for Tenpai, but
that's
instead
right.
it the pawn shifted it to Okazaki.
Unfortunate turn of events for Ando here, but that does mean
Right?
Okazaki
Yeah. Okay.
reprises his role as the dealer. Once again, East 1 here with a vengeance, not ready to leave. The clingy East 1, 3 Homba now.
Yeah, that was a weird order, though.
Talking about the way they drew
Oh,
the
yeah,
tiles
okay.
from
That
the
was
wall.
perfect. No, I was just, never mind. I was just looking at their faces and I got turned around, but
Uh,
everything we said was correct. I'm one of those people who doubts myself, you know.
hmm.
Generally, I just assume I said something incorrectly.
Should look at the evidence here, and the evidence on this table is that Okazaki is ahead 12,000 points over Otsuki, 11,000 points over Iida, who is second place. So I guess that's more important. 11,000 points over second and 15,000 points over last here, Ando. Very close for all of our other players. There was a small deal in, but other than that, Okazaki just sumoing and getting no 10 points. None of the hands have really been that large. The one he did have did not end up striking with the Dora 3. But after 3 hands with the dealer, even small hands are going to add up. Ando here looking... Oh, no, sorry, that was Otsuki. Otsuki looking to fight back. She's got a half flush this time. Ando had the half flush last time, but this time it's Otsuki who's got the half flush. Otsuki is an interesting last name. The large moon. Is that the word for a full moon?
It is a place name.
Hmm.
Fullman uses the man, the full kanji, not big.
I see.
And I always want to like read it as mangetsu, but I think it's mansuki,
Hmm.
which is the only thing difficult about Japanese is onyomi kunyomi, that
Yeah,
which reading is used for kanji, because there's no rules. There are no rules.
right. That's what they
You'll
say.
think you find a rule, and then you'll find every exception, and there will be multiple.
They say not why, just memorize it. Don't ask why. Sometimes that's all that you can do. Oh, two-so comes
It's
out after the one-so discard. I guess Okazaki does not want that potential Furiten at the end.
mangetsu is correct and not mansuki. It's but for old ski, it's ski and not.
Gets it.
not Daigetsu or
Mhm.
very.
Yeah, and the other thing is sometimes names break the onyomi kunyomi regular rules, right? People just love to have fancy names. Okazaki here has the 789 twin sequence, the Ipeiko. He's keeping the 6 around now for good shapes and Dora acceptance on the 5 pin. Unfortunately for him, Iida is holding 2 of those 5 pin. The other 2 have been discarded by Ando. So no Dora acceptance here for Okazaki, even if he wants to.
So for names, as a translator, I've translated a lot of family registers and like residential certificates, and those traditionally have never listed the readings of the names.
Hmm.
So it's anybody's guess. There's just no way to know what it is. They're now going to start listing the readings on them because it's just too hard. I can't
Oh,
believe it took this long to do it, though, to
I
be
was
honest.
worried Iida was going to deal in here, but with that, all of the Tumon are pretty locked down. There might be one left. I think there's one copy of a Tumon left in the wall for Otsuki to win on here. Oh, will he discard it this time? Surely he will go with the north first, though. He just throws back the 4 pin right now.
I think maybe he got the vibe that the 4 was safer, so he needs to get rid of it
Right.
now before. I don't know, if it's really late, we might still see a reach, though.
That's a 2, but it's the wrong 2. There's a 1. 2 very close tiles. Neither of them the actual one Otsuki wants. That is a Manzu. It's a nice Manzu. Here we go. Okazaki reach. Big reach. Waiting on the same tile as Otsuki. That means he's going to head bump any Roan. But I don't think the 2-mon is going to come out from our other players here. It's just a matter of who can draw it from the wall. Of course, Okazaki can also win on 5-mon here, but it looks like we are at the end of the final draw. It's not a winning tile.
Not a Tempai tile either.
And
There
Iida
were
is not going to deal in here.
some chances at Tempai. I drew the tile above or below what he actually drew would have been
Right.
Tempai.
So Okazaki 4 home, but now one Riichi stick in the middle, the one he placed. Oh, Ando seems to have her nickname on the back of her jersey. As you mentioned, Uotani was able to choose which name she wanted on the back of her jersey. I have a feeling Ando here was also able to choose which name she wanted on the back of her jersey.
Wait, what's on the back of it?
Rina-tan.
Oh.
Our hands here, nothing to write home about yet. Even in terms of the red Dora, we don't see more than 1 in any of our players' hands. Otsuki taking a little thought.
She has a potential 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku in her hand. Other
Hmm,
than that, the hands are kind of, yeah, like you said, mediocre.
right. Yeah, Ando made a pretty interesting discard though. Right off the bat with the inside 7, she wants to keep her Southwind to maybe sneak a quick triplet out, which would allow her to pair weight on the Dora, the red dragon. Of course, I'm sure she would accept drawing a copy of the red dragon right now to pair up as well. And she's got that 6-pin floater in the middle of her hand. Rest of her hand is basically complete. A 5. Little bit of thought here on this one. Is it a better floater than the 6-pin? No, not for her. She's going to keep that San Shoku Dream 11. Here's the first pair of Dora. Iida pairs up. That's big. One away. There's a mixed triple in Ando's hand as well now too. And a twin sequence for Okazaki. The hands
So about
are
the best fill-in
shaping up
possible for
fast.
her.
A triplet of Dora for Iida. Whoa, doesn't keep the white dragons. Have they already been discarded? Looks like only one was discarded. Interesting, she did not want that pair.
She has an open-ended in her hand, and it's safe to the table, so...
Quite a draw here for Iida.
Yeah, everybody's getting the best draws that they could possibly hope for. See, like, if you're Ando, if you hadn't discarded White Dragon, what would you have discarded? I think that kind of looks like the only option to me.
Yeah, makes sense if you're going for the mixed triple, the Sanshoku. Only other option is to discard the other pair. Oh,
Other pair, but then you lose a shot at Sanshoku.
no, she has it
And
here.
if
Henpai.
I mean, not the Sanshoku at Pinfu, sorry.
Yes, that's true. So open Sanshoku here, not worth very much, but perhaps can get this hand over with before Iida connects on this massive hand. 5 pairs now, one of them's a triplet. Will Iida keep all 5 pairs in hand? I struggle to see another route. He really likes the green dragon here, perhaps for pairs. Hone! Alright, pairs are
3
off the
Dora.
table.
Yeah, he has 3 Dora. I don't think he wants to discard one of them.
Pome! This is a monster.
Just like that.
Half flush. Red dragon. All triplets. Dora 3. We're looking at a Baimon with 4 Honba and 1 Riichi stick in the middle. It's almost 18,000 points. No, it's more than 18,000 points. Only question is, can he finish the hand? Because Ando is already Tenpai as well. She's moving quickly. Will we see 2, 3, 6 pin come out from Okazaki? Not yet. Will we see 2-man come out for Otsuki? Also not yet. Now is this a 1 so? That's not Tenpai. Not yet. He's contemplating. He's massaging his tiles. This is a move I haven't actually seen before. Maybe that's how you get them to provide you better flow. The 5 pin comes out, just misses the 3-6 weight of Ando. What an interesting discard there. There's a green dragon. Fortunately, Iida already discarded that, so Ando doesn't have to think too hard about that. Another 5 pin is released from Okazaki. And he is basically getting out of the hand now. There's a small chance that he could still come back to Tenpai, but it's pretty low. 5-man just discards it! Woo! And the monster hand hits for Iida. A huge takeaway. The hidden 3 Dora, hard to see, but it's a big one. 18,200. Now Ando in pretty big trouble. 5,800 here for Jankatsu Master.
East too, though. She does have a lot of time to come back from that. But it's kind of knocks the wind out of you.
Yep, that is a Baimon here in East 1. No, so we are on East 2. East 1 is finally over. Okazaki actually behind, even after winning so many times. All the wins were just small, and there were a couple draws in there, I believe, as well. So he didn't actually win that many points, and as you can see, Iida's 1 Baimon allows him to overtake Okazaki there.
Neglecting your metaphors here.
Duh. I suppose that is like a 3-pointer then, huh? That's the dagger.
3-pointers. 3-pointers introduced after NBA was already established.
Yeah, well after the NBA was established.
Yeah, there was We had a discussion when Tomotake was a guest on our international news show. We had a discussion about that because Tomotake was a really great basketball player in high school.
Oh, that's exciting. Are you saying he played before three-pointers were a thing in the NBA?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of a controversy at the beginning. But it took so many years for the teams to start really going for it, understanding just how many extra points it's worth.
There is an equivalent in Mahjong because the rules are changing constantly.
Yes. Here we are. Sometimes it feels like going for 7 pairs is like going for a three-pointer. You take a shot in the dark, and if it hits, it's worth a lot. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, so that's Tempai.
Tempai, but everybody holding out for their Sanshokus today before reaching.
Yeah, no kidding. Seen it so many times. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4 in the middle, and 4, 5, 6. Keeps the 8 so that she can still do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course, 6-pin being Dora here. Very nice.
Now on streams, I've started quoting the Green Eggs and Ham book whenever I have a hand that the chat wants me to go for Sanshoku, or not Sanshoku, to all pairs with.
Is there a Japanese translation of that book?
No, just my personal stream on Twitch.
I see.
I've never seen a Japanese translation of Dr. Seuss.
Because it's so popular here. I feel like it could be translated, but it's got the difficult wordplay, right? Another Dora! Another Dora for Otsuki.
She's gonna go straight for the half flush.
Half flush Dora, too. If she gets this closed, you're looking at a Mangan. Reach brings it up to Haneman or Sumo. Oh, is that? No, not quite Tempai yet. I don't think so. It's a little bit off. This. Oh, the switch Tempai gets a Pinfu, possible twin sequence. Possible Ipeiko, rather. So the patience pays off here. But will that Riichi end up dealing into Otsuki? Otsuki still has not found Tempai, though. That's her first step. If she wants to stop Iida's Riichi here, but she sure has a hand that's worth trying. 5-pin, very scary. This would be slightly better Tempai, I suppose. Ando is just going to stay Tempai. Pom! Takes the thought. Tempai 2 5-pin now. Of course, we saw Ando has a bunch of those 5-pin. 4-pin just missing. Another different kind of Tempai possible. Ando goes with a 7-pin and survives. Oh, will Okazaki now be tempted? Goes with 4-pin. I wonder if he'll be tempted by discarding the 5-pin later. That one deals in 8. Con opportunity. Scratches her nose a little bit. That's for luck. When you do a con, scratch your nose for luck. Oh, it wasn't good enough. Not lucky enough.
Looks like the places you'll go has been translated into Japanese.
That's fair. That one is a little less about wordplay, a little more about motivation.
Yeah, that was the big graduation present.
Yes. Okay, 5-pin was successfully sniffed out by Okazaki, and he starts to fold his hand. So good call there, not dealing in big with the 5-pin. But he was able to sneak through the 4-pin. I wonder what his reasoning was on that. Just misses the win there, Iida. His sumo tile is 1 number off. It does give Ando some more safe tiles, and she's going to use that to fold 1 pin. Right, out comes the North. Okazaki basically giving up his hand. Another 1 pin. Chance to change the weight, but Otsuki does not.
Kind of think she could have avoided hesitating even that much.
6-pin. What is this? 8-so. Ooh, a scary tile indeed. But look at this hand for Otsuki. She's just gonna push it. Just barely misses, but Sanzo, the 3-so, shows up for Iida. He misses both Uradora, but stops Otsuki's big dealer hand here. And so his hand is not actually going to be worth much, even with the Kandora and Kan Uradora. Because all of them missed. He keeps his lead, though. He's already ahead, and this extends his lead more.
Bring us into his dealership.
Yes. He's already winning, and this is his first dealership of the game.
Yeah, lots of comments in the chat about how slow the game has been so far as far as which hand it is. It's only East 3, even though we've been streaming for about 45 minutes already.
Yeah, I mean, Okazaki was keeping a long first dealer, but he never hit anything big. And that's why Iida's ahead right now.
Well, you know that by month.
Yeah. Okazaki never even hit a Mangan, and 2 of his repeats were draws. Okay, there's another pair here for Otsuki. That gives her 3. Wonder what she will be contemplating here. Pair 4. She's going to keep all the pairs for now. Although she does have a sequence as well, so not necessarily committed to one type of hand or the other. Is that what Triple H stands for? The horrible Hanba hoarder? Man, I didn't know
I've not heard
Riichi
Triple H.
Mahjong had reached the West that long ago. Jenn, did you have something to do with that?
No.
Oh, this hand could be big here for Okazaki, but as has been the case at the table today, just one of the 3 runs, one of the 3 Sanchoku runs is wrong. Okazaki has a 3-4-5. And now it's 3-4-5-6-7. The other two suits have 4-5-6 in them. So it's going to actually be
3-4
pretty
in this
hard.
hand.
Yeah.
I'm just in awe at this alliteration because it's not just the first letter, it's the first 2 letters.
Twice the power. Oh, out comes the white dragon. One of the rare cases where the player doesn't even pull it into their hand. Just picks it up and drops it. Not so rare in actual play, but generally on the TV tables, they're usually pulling the tile into their hand so that the camera can see it. In that case, oh, 1 away! Otsuki 1 away from Suanko for concealed triplets Yakuman. Can she do it? This is actually a pretty good opportunity for her here. Very good opportunity to get this Yakuman.
Just 1 Jenn Shanten. Swap Yudapi for Okazaki.
Oh, 7 pairs. 7 pairs,
7
not
pairs
exactly
Tenpai.
Tenpai. Oh, but she's gonna
It's
go with the
not,
Ipeiko Tenpai. Yeah. Goes with the twin sequences Tenpai. That does not even get Sananko, huh? Not even 3 concealed triplets.
No chance of that. It's interesting if it were rules with that allowed for a 4 tile for 2 pairs, if you have 4 of the same tile.
Right.
Then it would be a 3-sided weight.
Yes.
Actually.
For the secret 7 pairs. I've heard it called Kansai Chitoitsu.
Yeah, I've heard they called that too, but I've never actually played those rules in Kansai. I played them in Kyushu,
Yeah, that's what
but
I
not in
was
Kansai.
thinking. It definitely seemed like more of a southern, western Japan type thing.
I'm curious why you said horrible Hanba instead of horrible Honba.
To make it alliterate better.
Alliterate's better if they're all horrible Honba hoarder, right?
Maybe.
To break it up, to break up the sounds, I guess.
Well, that is a 3 so, which is still not Tenpai. Yeah, these hands can be tricky if you're not a professional. Leave it to the pros. Oh, triplet of 8s. This one actually Tenpai though. Will Okazaki strike? He's gonna have to fight Otsuki's Riichi here. Not completely sure where most of the Dora are. He does have one in hand, but the other 3? Anyone's guess, and I think that's what's giving him some pause here. He's got a decent hand. He's got a decent weight. He's gonna go for it. He is not Furiten. Iida with the red dragon. Staying
Just one away
safe for
too.
now.
Staying safe, but just one away. May see him
Yes. Ando,
push it.
unfortunately, has to go backwards with her hand in order to stay safe. 5 pin. Big thought here. Iida thinking about calling a chi, perhaps? Would be an interesting chi for sure. Very aggressive if he were to make the chi, so he does not. Green dragon, not exactly safe here. That's... Oh, Iida's really thinking about just backing off here. Yep. 1 pin comes down. Ando also backing away. Iida taking some time. He makes the chi this time, even after backing off. Can he find his way back to Tempa? I suppose he could, huh? He just needs to draw. He's gonna risk the green dragon now. Holds on to the 1 pin that he figured was safe, that he used already. Takes the green dragon. It's only a slight risk. But he's gonna drop that first. So he can hold on to the 1 pin for later.
Ando to one away from Tenpai.
Yeah, this is turning back around for her too, but these tiles are so dangerous. Every single tile she has is an inside tile. All Tanyao hand, but all Tanyao deal in tiles as well. Goes with the Sanzo. She picks Sanzo, but it is safe this time. Safe to both players.
Double inside Sotogawa's that she can push there.
2-3. This is actually Tenpai. Even more of a dangerous tile here with the 7 pin. Nope. Nope. And it does not want to keep Tenpai. We can see 7 pin would have definitely dealt into Okazaki's Riichi there. So a good evasion from Ando. But she's going to need some points here as her dealership comes up. Iida, our dealer, was not Tenpai. So that means we do pass the deal here into East 4. And our tiles are drawn. Anything interesting so far? Those shapes are working out for Ando. This might be her chance to come back. But not quite there yet. Whoa. A lot of triplets here for Okazaki. This is his chance to take first place as well. Three and four, so his hand looks like it's going to be going very quickly. Will Ando be able to maintain her dealership, or are one of these two zooming hands going to overtake? Okazaki is honestly, he's two away from Suanko, the four concealed triplets, but he's just one away from a nice tempai here with a chance at three concealed triplets.
Now Denpai, she was one away. Kind of perfect Ishanten shape.
Otsuki gets there ahead of the pack. This is also tempai. Iida Riichi!
It will also be reached.
Ippatsu!
Well, that made up for the long East one. East 4 done in 4 draws.
I think Ando not too happy about that taking place. Our other three players
that's a rough break.
Yeah, our other three players are all extremely close to each other in points. But Ando just lost her first dealership. Okazaki, last time he had an extremely long dealership, but he's currently still in second. Can he extend his dealership just a little longer to get first place here?
Notice the little yellow numbers on the overlay are the scores, the total scores that the teams are bringing into this game. We have the top 4 teams at the table. Generally, we start the first game with the top 4 teams in each of these sessions so far.
Right. There's a pair of Wests for Iida. That is his wind. Might be able to cash a fast handout here to stop Okazaki, who's been pairing up like crazy. Otsuki as well, same pairs. I mean, Iida also has some pairs, but not as many. And so does Ando. But Ando also has some nice runs. Her pairs are in that nice 7-8, 7-8-9 shape. Or 7-7-8-8-9, however you want to describe it. 5 pairs for Otsuki. This is Toitsuba, the pairs round. Oh, that's a run though. 5-6-7 or 6-7-8, however you want to slice it. 6-7 here for Iida. Still has not seen his West tile yet. Ando's gonna go for the half flush. He does need a lot of points here. Another pair for Okazaki. Another pair for Iida. He is at 4 now. 4 pairs. He throws it away. Back down to 3. So that's not the line he's taking. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Some hard decisions here for Okazaki. Could go pairs or you could go for the long shapes. But I think he's going to have to decide. Yes, he does indeed break a pair here.
I do not like it in a boat. I do not like it with a goat. I do not like all pairs.
But Jenn, you're rhyming in pairs of lines. They're couplets. You're speaking in pairs right now.
Yeah.
Rhyming couplets.
I can't escape. They find me. The pairs find me wherever I go.
5, 6, 7. It's working out for Iida. His decision not to go for pairs. 3. That allows Okazaki to get a 4-mon for Tenpai. Otsuki still has not found her Tenpai with 7 pairs yet. That's a pawn for Okazaki. He is Tenpai. He has that all inside hand. Tanyao.
Waiting for a couple of pairs though in the end. Waiting on a couple of pairs, I guess.
That's true. The triplet wait. Waiting to turn one of those pairs into a triplet. Oh, cuts 4-6-8 to lock the Dora in. No call here on the 8 from Ando.
Yeah, but it pays off. She pairs up her red dragon.
Nicely done.
Massively callable hand now. By anyone's standards. Not just the standards of our two capable commentators.
Not a bad draw there. Red dragon. Yes, indeed. Called. As you mentioned, callable by anyone's standards. One away here. Woo! For Ando. This is her chance to get some points back.
She'd already discarded the Dora. Not her, not she. Sorry, Okazaki had already discarded. Huh? Yeah,
It's gone.
discarded the Dora, and then redraws it.
No, Dora's 4-pin here.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did it again.
Dun dun dun. Here's a chance for Iida to discard the Dora, but I highly doubt he's doing it.
I want to have like a soundboard where we can play just that one line from the Britney Spears song every time someone mistakes the Dora for the Dora indicator.
We might run into
Can you
some
imagine if
trouble
I said
there.
that and then we just said, "Oops, I did it again."
Uh-oh. Whoa, 6-pin discard. What? Interesting that he would risk the 6-pin if he wasn't going to push the hand. Perhaps he is going to push the hand, but it's going to be very hard with a 4 and a 7-pin in hand. Maybe he's turning around and going back to 7 pairs. Finally, Otsuki gets Tempai. Can she risk the Formon?
It did Tempai Ando as well. With that she's now waiting for that 4 dot.
Ando, Tempai. Oh, no Riichi. Looking to catch a sneaky West from Iida folding here.
The way she discarded, she really made it look like she was gonna reach.
Yes. There's some sort of, certain players have a little hand flourish, a little finger flicker that they do. 2-pin is, or sorry, 3-pin draw. Will 2-pin come out here? Doesn't deal in here. A chance to change a weight, but with the Tanyao hand, all insides, you open yourself up to Furi 10, but you also open yourself up to winning if you draw another Dora. 1-4-7-pin weight. What's the play? Ooh, not completely folding, but going out of Tempai, slowing down here. To neither discard either of those tiles. Goes with the safer Tuso.
Over. People don't really know that term. In Japanese, there is a term roringu for mawashi. I imagine it's some sort of strange translation of mawashi. Mawashi is more like turning.
Yes.
But maybe it came from that. I'm not really sure. I like to say rolling the hand over.
Well,
and
Chitoitsumo
draws it.
That's just 3,200, huh? But yeah, I don't think it's enough to get ahead of Okazaki. It's just short.
It's not, but it will bring it to her dealership, and Okazaki has to take a quick
water break. Can't tell whether it's water in or water out, but water break.
I mean, it has been a long. To be fair, it's basically been already the length of a normal game.
You mentioned that these ones don't have a time limit, right?
They don't have a time limit. We're just getting to South 2, and it's already the same length as like a normal game that we would play in League, generally around 45 minutes or so. I can see the Japanese commentators.
Yeah, they're
Furuhashi on the right there. Furuhashi on the right, A1 leaguer in JPML. Was not drafted for a team here, so is doing all the commentary. It's like me at WRC.
All right. Let's see. We'll advance through the...
Yeah, there are 4 other tables going on at the same. I wonder how they do that, actually. I should ask, but... Oh, there's 3 other 16 teams. Okay, so 4 tables going on at once. Oh, there are 4 tables in the studio. that limit on the teams.
All right. So we return to the game in progress here. Okazaki, I just noticed he's got his name on the back of his uniform as well. The AMC Dental uniform. As he returns from his break.
After 800 point, 1600 point hand, Otsuki is the dealer. Ando's hand looking fast again. Her hands always look fast and then just somehow do not come to fruition. We saw her first attempt in the first game.
That's
At the
right.
first hand. And just could not pull out the win.
Yeah, Okazaki here might be able to get another Sanchoku, another mixed triples. 7, 8, 9 needs a new pair for it to happen though. Can Ando make this hand happen? Our green dragon Dora has been fairly absent in the beginning of this hand as well, so we got to watch out for when that makes its appearance. Have you ever noticed a round where all 4 of a tile is in the dead wall?
I haven't noticed all 4. I've noticed my 2 winning tiles in the dead wall before. But only I think up to 2.
There's the first one, so all 4 green dragon are not in the dead wall this time. And there's one. Okazaki is going to hold on to it for now. There's a second. Iida might go 7 pairs to use that Dora now. Could happen. One of the biggest, I guess, synergies between Riichi Mahjong and 7 pairs is the ability to use the Dora.
One away for Ando. And she chooses to keep all the bamboos, hoping something will stick to it.
Yeah, Ando
Or is it Tempai, actually?
It is Tempai. She has a
A
single
Tempai waiting for the
tile, a
Taki.
pair weight.
Yeah.
So she does not Riichi. That's right. There is no busting. They go below 0. The game continues. Triple 9s, but Iida, seeing that Dora in his hand, he's locked into 7 pairs. No escape. No faltering. 7 pairs all the way. This is not Tempai either.
Just one away. It does end up being the perfect one away shape.
Right. Huh. This is not much of a better weight. 3 tiles in a row, Ando has not been able to improve her dot or her single pair weight, her tanki machi. Oh, pairs
It gives up on
broken
all
for Iida.
pairs.
Oh, is East a good
Interesting.
weight? Not good enough. She actually keeps the 8-mon in her hand over the East. Suppose she also needs value, so even if she considered East a good weight, maybe she needed more points. White dragon, no dice.
Pairs. Discarded another 4 crack for the 5 crack character, so
Otsuki
Iida
Riichi!
is Iida was back to pairs.
Yeah, I think he's just
But
folding here, honestly.
possibly.
Maybe sniffing out Ando's Tempai here, although Ando doesn't actually have much value, even though she is Tempai. course,
Value and no Yaku, it's just another situation where she didn't reach because of not having value, but just her hand just does not improve.
right. Still, none of these tiles have even given her a better weight. Never mind Pinfu. I mean, you could argue maybe the East would have given her a better weight, but marginal. In any case, she didn't take it. Now it's a little dangerous.
There's how many Easts are on the board? I just see one.
Yeah, I think it was only hers. Well,
I think there's one more.
finally gets a better weight, calls Riichi. That 7 so would have dealt in to Okazaki here, so it's a good thing. She is able to use it.
There's one more East in Otsuki's discard. Which I think kind of would have made it perfect.
Yep.
It's just no value.
Well, she discarded it before the Riichi. Well, we have some thoughts here. A little bit of a water break on the table. Okazaki does decide to go with 9 mon, and it does not deal in.
I did finally reach. I missed that reach.
Yes, because she drew the 7 so. Okazaki 3-pin pushes that one too. 2-5-8 pin not hitting for Otsuki here. Looks like a 1-4-7 so weight here for Ando. So she will head bump the 7 so off of Okazaki if any of the other players discard it. But this 7 mon is hard. It is safe on the left to Ando. It's not safe on the right to Otsuki, who's the dealer and probably the bigger threat. What do you do? He's gonna go right in, discards it. We're coming down to the last draws of the game. Iida with a tough tile here. What's he gonna pick? West will pass. Wanso Tsima. Hey, that's pretty good. Isn't that
She finally
Pinfu?
catches a break.
Isn't that Pinfu and
Does
Ipeiko as well?
Yeah, I think that if you use the 4s as your pair, you can count it as a Pinfu.
Yeah. Huge. Big Takame. Much more valuable than drawing the 7. Add Sumo, add Pinfu, and add Ipeiko. The ultimate tile for Ando to get. But she's still 20,000 points down. She does have one more dealer turn, though.
As long as you have a dealer turn, possibilities are endless, especially
That's
when there's
right.
no time limit. Can be dealer for an infinite
An infamous.
infinite number of rounds.
Yeah,
Hands.
well, for as long as you can live, you can play mahjong. We have this inside hand here from Okazaki. Otsuki has a pair of norths. Her hand looks a little slower, not really able to call. Iida's got 4 pairs. And Ando with triple of 8s, a little bit of a little bit of an unorthodox hand, but she does have a Dora on the end with the 1 so. And her shapes are coming together pretty well. So it might just be Riichi only, maybe Riichi with 1 Dora. That is a huge fill-in though. Maybe we'll be able to do Sanshoku. Mixed triples, maybe 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 4. Still a little bit away from that, but really only, I think, 1 from Tenpai. Iida on 4 pairs here. Oh. No, 2 tiles from Tenpai. My mistake. Now she's 1 tile from Tenpai with that amazing draw. Out comes the Dora immediately from Okazaki. He's going for all insides. Pon on Dora from Otsuki, so we've got action in this round. Iida the dealer having the least of the action. Looks like this hand is going to pass. He does discard the slightly dangerous 7 so though, and Otsuki going to pick that up again. Another Dora now. Iida's got to
He
be
did
really
not
scared.
hesitate.
Yeah, Iida's got to be insanely scared. No, no fear at all. Dora comes out. He's reading the table. Oh, Ando prefers to not risk the south right now. 7-so Chi, Okazaki Tenpai. Okazaki's got the small hand, but that gives
Otsuki
Otsuki another
Tenpai.
point. Are we going to see another Baimon? It'd be the exact same kind of Baimon that Iida got earlier. Half flush. Oh no, it's not Toy Toy. It's not all
Toy
triplets.
Toy
She
and
has one,
only
two,
one
three.
pair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She Cheetah 1, 2, 3 at the beginning. But it has 4 Dora in it. Or does it? No, it was a Chi of Dora. That's why. I thought it was a Pon of Dora at the beginning. That's why I thought it was the same kind of hand. It was actually a
Just one
Chi
Dora
with the
in the
Dora.
Chi.
So we're looking at like a Mangan here then instead. Not quite as explosive as I initially thought.
I think, yeah, either of the wind tiles gives her,
Ah,
yeah, Echo High value.
and
So,
Ando
that
throws it out, trying to
cool
catch up.
Mangan.
Trying to catch up. No
Cool.
dice. Cool. Cool na manga.
Mangan.
But Ando, once again, under 10,000 points. She had a little bit of a shining light earlier. This hand's not bad. This could be her shot. The Dora is 9 pin though, nowhere to be seen, but this could be a start. Be at least a quick reach pinfu. Maybe some Urodora. Maybe some Ipatsu or Sumo. Does not seem completely out of the question here. Tiles are looking good for Ando. But they're not looking too bad for our other players either. Otsuki's got a nice hand. Iida here with a nice hand. And Okazaki's the only one that seems to be in a bit of trouble, but there's at least another pair for him. He might even be able to do open call, and Okazaki's been a very call-heavy player so far in this Saikyosen team battle. There's a Dora, and there goes a Dora. So Iida basically committing to the Tanya, committing to the all insides. 3-so discarded from Ando here. 5, 6, 7. That's a hit for Okazaki. Where does he go from here? Out with the South, so no more Yakuhai for him. That means the South comes out from Otsuki as well as she gets ever so close to Itsu, the full straight. Good draw for Iida. And Ando trying to hold on to her dealer turn.
Otsuki was just. Otsuki's hand looks like it could actually get way bigger than she needs it to be.
Ando triples up on the 1 pin, so Ando's 1 away from Tenpai. Still no value. It's been that way a lot for her hands. But it's fast.
Looking, whoever gets first place at this table. Okay, so
Tenpai. Sanshoku Riichi! 3-man for Sanshoku! Of course, Iida's sitting Tenpai. He's hidden on the Damaten. Oh! This is Tenpai as well, but no Riichi yet. 5 pin deals in there. 5-8 so here. And 3-man here.
it's looking. So a team other than DD Studio can only take first place if DD Studio's in fourth place for this game. Can only take first place overall in the
Overall,
standings.
right.
Yeah.
It's a 4-mon. It's not quite what Ando needs. Okazaki's got to think a little bit. He's basically been playing defensively here. 8, so... Ooh, 8, so... Yep, and
She can keep her tempai. It's not
Otsuki avoids dealing in.
devastating.
Oh, the West came right after. Right after she swapped her weight. But of course, if she hadn't swapped, she would have dealt it. 9-mon goes through.
It's interesting. I think she's keeping that 8 to be safe, or because it looks dangerous to Ando, even though it's Iida who it deals into. And if Ando happens to discard it, Otsuki will take the head bump.
7-mon, now that's pretty dangerous as well. This might convince her to drop 8, so maybe she'll fold. But it's hard to fold here. If Iida's Tenpai, Otsuki will fall into second. So it's very difficult to just fold here.
That's Tenpai. Okazaki is also Tenpai. That drops her into third, doesn't it? No, not quite.
I don't think so.
Not quite into third, second still.
But we're going to get Iida taking a drink here while Otsuki makes this difficult decision. And it is indeed difficult because one of these two Tenpai tiles deals in. And it's probably not the one she thinks. Oh, wait, is she going to go with the 7-mon? 7-mon or 8, so.
Counting blockers,
tap,
counting...
Tap. Oh, 8, so. Iida room. Tough for Otsuki and tough for Ando as well. So Iida for DD Studio vaulting ahead here. Otsuki second place for being Queens. Okazaki coming in third. We've seen him so many times over these past weeks for AMC Dental, and unfortunately fourth for Jankatsu Master and Ando.
All our hands looked good to start out with.
Yeah, it's true. But it was not to be Ando in that game. What a game. It was a long East 1, but it started to pick up. It was like a well-tuned car. Just took some time to accelerate, but once it started going, it didn't stop.
Long East 1, and they also took a break in the middle, so it was a long game overall.
That's fair, that's fair.
Yeah, crazy hands that Baimon by Iida. Yeah, Iida.
Yeah, Otsuki almost had her own big half flush, but it was not to be for her.
And pushed DD Studio way up, further into first place. Being Queen's trying to catch up, though. They're doing a really good job working on the catch up.
Yep.
A lot of strong players they're playing against.
As you can see, the biggest, most important spots, the very first spot that gets all the way straight to the finals, and the 16th spot. So you definitely want to be first and you don't want to be last, because 16th does not make the playoffs. First place gets an advanced seat all the way to the finals. Everyone in between is going to have to fight it out in the playoffs.
It's definitely a just don't get last place. And right now it's Alban and All Serious. They've been kind of vying for 15th place over the entirety so far.
Yeah, there's a pretty big gap there. 5 whole points between Alban and Real Partner. So it looks like they really are going to be duking it out there. But we still have 9 games to go on the season. So nobody is safe.
So it looks like in playoffs round 1, two teams from each table will advance to playoffs round 2 for 2 tables.
Right.
I think that's how it's going to work. And then they're going to have maybe the top team from each table plus a wild card to join DD Studio on the final table. That's all gonna take place in November, though. We have one more game for you today, 3 more tomorrow, and then the final session of the qualifying round will take place in August.
That's
Did
right.
we want to look at some photos? Did I send the photos?
Yes. The promised photos. The pre-WRC get-together at the JPML dojo. Well, I guess
we're trying to get together. Like, so I knew that 2 players were going to be there. And I showed up, and then all of a sudden 3 more people show up. And then all of another sudden, a whole gaggle of other people showed up. Gaggle of geese. Gaggle.
A gaggle of foreigners.
You can see in the back there's Tomotake with the mask on, and Sawazaki there on the right side in the tie. They were, I believe, guests at the dojo. We got players from Europe, players from the Bay Area. Nathaniel there in the middle. There's a picture of Nathaniel and myself as well. Right there. And Curly, the commentator photo. Nathaniel and I at the table for the first time ever, playing against each other, meeting in person for the first time ever.
Ooh, exciting.
It was a fun time, yes. But we have one more game for you.
That's right. And
Do we need a break, or are we ready to go?
I think we're good to go for our...
I could use maybe a 1-minute break to grab my drink ran out because it was such a long game.
Well, give us just a moment and we will be back with game number 2. That being said, I suppose I will introduce the players for our second game. We've got Toru Yajima from NPM representing DD Studio. Asami Ishida from the Little Hair Salon representing JPML. Pajama Toriya once again for Dohaji for JPML. And Keibun Arai from the SPM for team number 9. So we're following DD Studio again, but this time Iida will not be reprising his streaming role here. We will be seeing Toru Yajima as we follow the first place DD Studio team on their run to get that seat directly to the finals. Saves you a lot of trouble, a lot of what ifs, if you can completely skip over the playoffs and zip directly to the finals. And of course, keeps you out of that elimination zone right there. We've seen a lot of these players already on stream. I think it might be Keibun Arai's first time here on this stream. But I feel like we've seen him as well in these sessions. So I think there's not really any new faces here for this game number 2. As Jenn gets herself ready for the second game. Hope everyone is doing well in the chat. Maybe it's pretty early in the morning in Japan for those who have already traveled there for the WRC. That's going to be exciting as well. As you saw some of the group pictures, all those people are there mostly for WRC, and indeed it's a great place to visit, the JPML dojo. I've played it there myself as well. It was pretty exciting. They have multiple different groups, I guess is the best way. Multiple different sessions, some for different levels of skill, different rules as well. They even have WRC rules, as well as the JPML A rules if you want to practice for your induction into the JPML. You have got the JPML A rules night there. It is the JPML dojo after all. And as Jenn mentioned, there are guest pros, so you'll be able to play against other pros on the tables.
They have guest pros. Yeah.
All right.
I should get there for the A-League practice sessions sometimes, but it's just so hard for me to go at night. I usually go in the afternoon,
Right.
and that's usually the place where I meet people when they're coming to Japan. We go meet at the dojo and play a game or two together in the afternoon session. Yesterday I did make it for 2 evening games, but yeah, it was really good times, fun times, and it was in between the sessions. We all kind of went and got a coffee, which was really fun as well.
Well, I hope you got whatever beverage you need for this second game here. The last game today. We will be back tomorrow with 3 more games from session 6. 3 so is the Dora here. What a twist. 7A9 picked up here for Arai. Another 3 so here for Yajima. So the 3 so Dora showing up early and often in these players' hands.
I grabbed a caramel latte.
That's kind of like a coffee.
It has coffee in it.
True. Coffee purists, let us know if caramel latte is a coffee.
It's from Family Mart, so it doesn't have, I don't think, espresso in it, but it's like just normal coffee. It's the 4th ingredient after dairy. Oh, 5th ingredient after raw milk? No, fresh milk? I don't know. Dairy product. Don't know what kind of dairy product. Caramel sauce and sugar.
Wait, there's less coffee than sugar?
Apparently.
Alright, here we are. Toriya. Moving ahead pretty well, 2 away from Tenpai. Arai is a little slower here. Yajima 1 away. Our featured Team DD Studio, because they're in the lead. And Ishida for Team Little needs a little help with her hand. Wonder if she would call this green. Well, I guess we won't find out. Because Toriya will not discard it. At least not yet. Toriya with a pair of 7 mon now. Cuts 2 mon, still holding on to the green dragon. It's being tightly vice gripped on, clutching that green dragon. Have you ever seen a Komodo dragon before, Jen?
The zoo.
Yes, I don't know if I would want to see one outside of the zoo. Those things are pretty dangerous.
You know, they look kind of lazy.
They do, but I think a lot of reptiles look like that until they strike.
I'm a big fan of lizards and the like. We have these little yamori, like geckos,
Yes.
in Japan. My old house had a ton of them, and I loved them.
Here we are, 7 pairs waiting on 3 so Dora for Arai. This is possibly the most occult hand you can find in Mahjong, in modern Mahjong. Arai looking to capitalize on the flow. Oh, misses the win. Ended up with the wrong type of weight. Chose the wrong weight. Yajima gets the wrong tile to come through. Just doesn't discard the exact one, but does karagiri.
Swappy doppy.
That's right. The swappy doppy.
I wonder if that gave him an advantage in this case. Or if he just did it
He does it again.
Like, what does that make it look like he's doing? Does it make it look like he's folding?
Perhaps it
Are
makes
those
people
tiles
think
safe
his
to the
weight.
reach?
Perhaps it makes people think his weight is closer to those Sozu and Manzu areas that he discarded from. 2-3. I think there is still 1 copy of the 3 so left in the wall. It only takes 1. Just 1. Out comes a green dragon. There's a 4, so a huge draw for Toriya. Of course, Arai has
Yeah,
no
of course,
choice.
like comedic writer as well, which is why he
Right.
goes by Pajama Toriya
Is this
in his
is
profile.
that's not quite Tempai. One away. He's gonna break his pair though.
Even went away anymore.
Indeed. There goes a green dragon. Pretty safe at this point. It's been discarded so many times. But where's the last copy of the 3-so? That is the burning question here at the commentary table. A couple 6-sos get discarded. Arai looking for the other side of that Suji. Getting close to the end of the wall. Just over 10 tiles left. About 12. I'm looking at 8 tiles now. Cheat! Still no Tempai though. One away for Pajama Toriya. But still no 3-so either. Still on the wall. 5-so.
You see this
7-pin.
happen? And the Sanzo does not deliver. Does that make you feel conflicted?
No. 9-so. That's like 3-3-sos, but there's too many. And a Tsumo for our dealer, Yajima.
No.
He finds the right side of his weight here. He does have one copy of the 3-so in his... Oh, maybe that was the last copy of the 3-so. He had cheated. It was in a
The
cheat.
believer is going to say. Like, how do you reconcile that? As a staunch 3-so believer.
It was simply not to be there. It was hidden away in Yajima's call. The other two players knew of the power and didn't discard 3-so Dora. Now we have Green Dragon Dora. The Dora is the Green Dragon.
The best dragon.
We've got a red dragon. This is not a pair. So, difficult decision for Yajima here. To go pairs, to go Sanjoku 345, or to hedge his bet. He's going to discard a pair. Straight out with the 1-so. 3-so appears for Toriya. He's moving forward.
Left coast, west coast, best coast. Green dragon, best dragon. Does not rhyme, but
yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
it's truth, though. It's just truth.
I see. Truth doesn't need any special dressing, any window dressing. It is valuable in and of itself. A lot of people like the white dragon, many different reasons. White dragon here is the Dora indicator so that the green dragon can be the Dora. All the dragons synergistically work with each other. They can make a Yakuman together. And they also lift each other up by making each other Dora.
Back to the baseball metaphors. I've been waiting. We haven't gotten any.
This
No
is just the
basketball either.
motivational.
Seems like we could have motivational basketball metaphors.
Well, I feel like crunch time, clutch time, it's definitely a very basketballish kind of thing. course, it can happen in a lot of other sports as well. But you hear it the most, I think, in basketball. Well, 2-pin. Interesting discard there from Ishida. Breaks one of her shapes down. We are still in East 1 here. So it's only been one Honba, but does feel like another long East 1 so far. Toriya pairing up again with Tumon. He can go either way once again. He's got decent run shapes, but they're not complete, as well as decent pairs. Triplet of Tumon. So many options here. Only one is truly Tenpai. Gonna go for the Tenpai. No Riichi. Only one side has Yaku. Only the Ipeiko. The twin sequence on 5-pin. 8-pin, no Yaku. Cannot run on it. It's a good draw here for Arai, though.
Probably worried that there are no visible door on the board yet. So kind of conservative non-reach there.
Quite so.
Every other player has a Dora in their hand.
This would be his chance to make something happen and freeze all their hands with their single Dora, of course. We have the benefit of pure information. Whoa! Yajima Dora Tenpai. Dora Machi Tenpai waiting for the Dora pair weight. Oh, chance to change his weight. 4-7 and Red Dragon. Maybe that's worth it. Could also go for the Sananko. Sananko attack! Red Dragon, now he can win. But there's only one left. Of course, if he sumos, he gets Sananko. So if he sumos, he can win on either side. And a sumo as well. Since he hasn't opened his hand. So he could always win on sumo. White Dragon, that's the indicator. It's been discarded a number of times, and so it's discarded once again by Arai.
The same at League now with Toriya for a while.
What does that mean?
I played on the same table as him this month.
I see. Arai, if you discard Dora, oh, he avoids it. So Yajima still there. Still cannot get anyone to discard his green dragon.
Also means that neither of us have moved up for like a couple of years.
Well, it does not switch to 4-5-6 Sanchoku. Prefers the wider weight. 3-4-5-6 shape. Not going to do anything with that. Actually, I'm not sure if he just got Sanchoku with that 3-4-5. I don't think so, though. Still waiting on Dora, though. Yajima's not going to go for the 3-6 weight. 2. Chance to call for Tenpai here. Oh, he calls! Is this Dora? It couldn't be. No, it's not. Okay. 6-mon discard. Avoiding Yajima's winning tile once again. Looks like we're going to end up as a draw here. Con opportunity. There is a tile left in the wall, so he can do it. That would steal the last draw. Oh, he's going for it. Is it the big break? You don't get Haite. Oh, but he gets the wrench.
Nisha Sananko Tsumo.
Oh, if only he had Riichi'd, huh? It's still worth a lot, but wow. Yeah, you can't get Rinshan and Haite. It's one or the other. Only you could get both. I wonder why you can't get both.
Because they come from different sides of the wall.
That's the explanation I've been given.
Sometimes rules in Mahjong make more sense before you ask for the origin and reason for the rules.
Regardless, it's one extra Han. Gives him a mangan there. And moves us to East 2. So there's that as well. Another pair here for Yajima. He's on 3 pairs now. The rest of his hand not doing much.
It looks like maybe a Kokushi hedge,
Yeah, that seems
possibly.
correct. And his hand is really
I
that
would hedge
bad.
Kokushi there. It's really bad.
Yeah, I actually got my first Kokushi in a long time in 4-player just this week.
Ooh. I happen to have like video of me winning Kokushi twice.
Hey.
It's so I use that footage for everything. It's always in the B-roll. If you check any videos I make that have B-roll of people playing Mahjong, you'll see me winning a Kokushi hand. It's in all of the JPML shorts that I've been making.
Exciting. A good morning, chat.
Yeah, Yamato-san here in Japan for the WRC.
Oh, exciting, exciting.
Waking up early.
2 through 4 fill for Arai. That could be pretty big. Ishida, no slouch either here. Trying to keep her dealership alive. She's currently in 3rd place right now, and Team Little could use the points.
I feel like she's probably gonna end up dropping those 1 dots if nothing changes, if it keeps going as it is.
5 pairs here
1
for
away.
Yajima. He had really sort of committed to 7 pairs extremely early, cutting some of his inside run shapes. This is also 5 pairs, but also a triplet and a pair of easts, so good call. Good pawn. Oh, another triplet. Yajima's gonna keep the triplet, though. Maybe looking for that sneaky
And
Yakuman.
with an honor tile makes it a lot easier to call as well.
Yeah. Call from
There it is.
Yajima.
Before the value tile triples up, it's a really tough hand to call, even if you get a different triple.
Hmm.
So with the value, he can hedge other weights as well if he gets in trouble later. It doesn't have to be a toy toy, but he will
Hold
tempo a toy
again.
toy. Tune toy toy north as well as
Yes.
his seat wind.
That's 5 for a mangan.
5.
Oh, you're right. It's 4 Han. Still mangan, though.
I was counting on my fingers to check.
This is not quite Tempai. The pair is overlapping with the run. So no Tempai here for Arai. Oh, quick call here from Ishida. Maybe looking for that Sanshoku, the mixed triple sequence.
So shifting to an inside hand, getting rid of those 1 dots, just like some really smart commentator predicted.
Chi and yes, has the all inside hand now. The Tanyao. 6 pin. That is a real Tempai. Here goes Arai. Got the Pinfu. Got the Dora draw. So we are going to have a battle here in East 2. And the
And
battle's
that
over.
5 deals in after not taking the open-ended weight and letting Ishida chi with it instead.
Yeah.
Draws the other side of that open-ended weight and deals into Ishida right away.
Actually gave the Dora for Ishida to chi, I think. Well, she used the tile to chi with the Dora, yeah.
The chi before that, yeah.
Yeah, the first one. Gives her a few more points here as we repeat East 2. The pace of the game here a little slower than the first table, even if the first table had a lot of repeats. An exciting time though here, Yajima with a lot of pairs once again. But with his current shapes, he's got some runs that maybe he would prefer to use over 7 pairs this time. He's going to hedge his bets this time. Could still make either hand with these tiles.
It's going fast. Yajima pawns. The red dragon.
Yeah, 1 away for Yajima. Although these ending weights here for Yajima, one of the kind of hands where you call early, everything looks good, but if your hand slows down, you can end up in trouble without safe tiles. Here
Tripled
Yajima
up.
runs to Tempai. 7 so is the Dora indicator, so that's 1 less winning tile he has available. You can see a couple 7
Everybody's
so
kind
here.
of, yeah, really getting close to Tempai here. We've got basically one-aways all across the board.
That's right. And even though Yajima's first to Tempai, his weight is not looking so good right now. A lot of the tiles being used by other players.
Ishida is 2 away, but her hand has so much value.
And she's the dealer. Oh, con opportunity! Can he pull a Rinchan just like Pajama? Oh! It's Sanzo.
So
Not quite.
close.
Not quite.
Alright, that will put Ishida depends on what she discards. She can be 1 away here. And then she'll take the 1
Yes.
away. Will not hedge the Sanshoku mixed sequences.
Oh, this is 1
And
away
that
as
is
well.
another one. It's a different 1 away. It was 1 away, I think. It was 2 away, I guess.
Yeah.
Now 1 away.
But he drew the Dora, so that's a very special 1 away card right there. 1 away tile.
Yeah, I was fooled. I thought it was 1 away before that, but it was 2 away. It was just really good shapes all around.
This tile?
Arai was 1 away and is still 1 away.
Yeah, he takes a new shape with the new tile. Whoa!
That's
No
Tempai.
Riichi. Does not like the inside weight, even with the Condor out there.
Yeah,
That's
and I think
also
wants to
Tempai.
maybe kind of entice, yeah, Dylan right there. And it happened.
Ishida
It's
connects.
a fake Ippatsu as dealer.
Right. The no Riichi Ipatsu. You're always wondering, if I Riichi'd, could I have got Ipatsu, or would they not have discarded it?
But it would have been a chasing reach, so there's a good chance it would have been discarded.
Right.
Never be sure,
Regardless,
but
only 2,800 here with the Honba. 2,700? 2,900? I feel like it should have been 2,900. I don't know.
4, 8.
But here we are.
2,900 and 2,000 is just 2,000. Sorry, it's just Tanya only. So 2,000 plus 300 for the continuance.
2,300.
Yeah. As dealer, just one Yaku. And it's not Pinfu, it's always going to be 2,000 if there's no calls.
Here we go. Yajima thinking about a half flush here. He's pretty far away, but makes a couple opening discards like he's going to go for it. And open calls as well, so I think, yeah, he's doing it. Some thoughts, some continuance. Toriya here. 3 Toriya. Toriya with the Toriya.
I really kind of want to see if he would appreciate that.
Arai. Not a great
There
draw, he
was
thought, but discards it.
There's a question on if the last hand, if Ishida had any Dora or not. She did not. Both Doras were 8s, and she didn't have any 8s in her hand. So it's really just Tanya, just the inside hand.
Two away for Yajima. It's weird to have 2 calls and be 2 away, but such is his position right now.
Is it really? It sounds. I thought that was something you were used to.
No,
I know you've been calling a little bit less lately, but I first started watching to you.
Nobody said I wasn't a little weird.
Okay, fair. Yeah, when I first started watching tips, that was a very normal occurrence.
1
It
away.
seems a little bit less common now.
Toriya 1 away.
I don't know if it's good or bad. Possibly I influenced that change.
Yeah, I don't know so far. Well, 4 so. So that means Arai is going down the 7 pairs route. We're looking at the toy still for Yajima, I think. I think the other were pawns, so I think he has all triplets on the board. Well, Tanya Dora 3 for Toriya. Home! Tenpai Yajima. He's going to go for the 3 so south weight. Whether he has toy or not, but I think he does have all triplets. Just misses Toriya with a slight oof. Another pair here. This is Tenpai, so 3 players Tenpai now? Arai's gonna go Tenpai. He's even gonna Riichi. Roll! Toriya gets another manga on there.
It's a technical term for that, by the way. Slight oof.
Slight oofed.
That's a real mahjong. I mean, I've already got it on the list for the next book to go in the glossary.
That is it going to be under S or under O? Or are you gonna
under O? No, because you can have a big oof as well. You can add adjectives. It's not a single phrase. It's the term oof, and then you add. Yeah, you can be qualified. Make sure you like the stream, by the way. We need a lot of likes. We need a lot of subs. We've been getting a lot of subs this month. It's been really great.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I don't think we saw 1-7 pairs win today. In the first game. It wasn't even a Riichi. Looks like Toriya
is 800, 1600 point hand.
Toriya is being blessed with Dora here. Just like he had 3 in the last hand, he's got 2 in this hand, and he has the Yaku to pawn the Dora if it ever gets discarded by anybody else. They are still in the wall, so he can just draw up a 3rd or even a 4th himself at this point. Gonna hold on to the White Dragon for now.
His team really needs the points. We're getting into the last sessions here.
That's true.
This is session 6, and we'll stop at session 7 the first week of August.
3-mon. Toriya already discarded that one. No use here. 6, 7, 8, but it's the wrong suit. It's like I remember teaching people mahjong and try to use the other suits 8. There, because in a lot of card games you can do that. You can use other suits, like poker. You can make a straight with multiple suits. Not in mahjong. Though.
I do always take a few minutes at the beginning and show all of the sequences that are not allowed. Like 8-9-1. You can't wrap around to the ace.
Right.
In mahjong.
I mean, you can't really. It's a reach. You can't really wrap around in poker either. Only the
ace is high and low.
Yeah, but you can't do king ace 2.
No, you can't wrap around like that, but the ace is high and low.
Yes.
And there's nothing that's both high and low in mahjong.
Right.
Ishida has that chimney weight. Waiting for 3-6 die on the south right there.
Oh, Toriya's not giving up. The Dora are too valuable for him. Could even get double east on top of his red dragons, and this would be a monster potential Hanemon. We'll see just where his hand goes. It's unlikely to reach Hanemon levels, though. Either 3 Dora or east, double east, but probably not both. Still, dealer Mangan's pretty good. That's another pair. Yajima, trying to play safe, will take the 7 pairs line.
I think that we easily see south come out here as a quote safe tile. Quote unquote. Quote safe tile unquote.
Yeah, Ishida's the north player, so her Riichi, not so scary. Although, I don't think south has come on the board. Yeah, there's no south on the board at all, so I think the bar players
the wall.
Right. But I mean, it hasn't been discarded. It's not in the
Yeah, true, but we have some short hands. I mean, Toriya's hand.
That's fair.
What's he going to discard?
That is fair.
Usually a non-value wind is going to be at the top of the list when you run out of safe tiles.
Right. 8 so.
Another submission from the chat for a technical mahjong term. Big yikers. Going reach into someone's mangon. That's a big yikers for me. The yikers sounds like an Aussie term. Sounds like something an Australian would say. Yikers. Yikers. We will submit that application to the authorities that be.
Are you allowed to co-opt internet slang into mahjong slang? That's what it sounds like is happening.
I don't see why not.
Oh, chi. So no Haneman for Toriya, but Tenpai now for Mangan. The east comes out or the Dora, and the south as well. All deadly tiles. Yajima holds it. Oh, sorry, not Yajima. Arai holds it. So it looks like that south was not as discardable as first intended. But
I don't see how Toriya stops any of Ishida's winning tiles at this point.
True. But
Let's see,
other players are stopping it.
I see 1-6 on the board. There's a south and a 6 in Arai's hand. He's not gonna release either of them. 2 6s here, so there's no 6 dots left at all. There's 1 south still in the wall. Where's the last 3 dots? I
Not
think the
that one.
last 3 dot is also in the wall.
Yes, I think so as well.
So
So
2
that's
tiles
gonna
in
be
the wall, and
exciting.
they would both. Yeah, basically, Ishida has a double Tsumo option here.
Oh! No, that's not it either. That's a north. 9 so.
There's
What'll this
one
be?
east here. I feel like there's another one character. So I feel like there's one of each of the east and one characters in the wall as well.
Even the 5 dot comes out here. Da-da. 6 month passes. Is Yajima thinking about calling this to shift the last draw? He doesn't, though. Takes a tile. Discards a green dragon. Or so.
Toriya gets the Outstra himself.
4
And
pin! And it just
Senpai.
barely avoids dealing in. Maintains Tempai Toriya. And so he is going to deal again. Long east round here.
Yeah, we need to come up with, you know, the phrase "close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades."
Right.
How can we apply that to Tempai at the end of a hand? Because in that case, close also counts.
Close only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and mahjong.
Exhaustive draws. That sound is. We have to make it sound better. So we are looking for submissions to make that phrase sound cooler, so we can incorporate Tempai payments at exhaustive draws into that saying.
Jenn is outsourcing our job.
It's not my job.
I feel like it is your job as commentary.
Oh, my job as book author.
Also true. Oh, Ishida might be able to stop Toriya here.
Make sure you're subscribed to both the WRC channel right here and the JPML English channel, where we will be covering the World Reach Championship next week. All days will have full English commentary for all, not all tables, but at least one table for each round.
It's going
Never
to
been
be
done before.
an exciting tournament. WRC 2025. Live from JPML English channel.
I say live from Tokyo.
Live
Neat.
from Tokyo, Japan. Wonder if there are any other Tokyos. That would be a hard one, I think.
Mhm. There might be with slightly different spellings.
Toriya gonna break the Furiten to keep the Dora in hand. Even though the other weight was two-sided. It's both Furiten possibility and it makes him lose the Dora, so he's gonna keep the Dora weight. The wait for Dora continues. Slight backfire immediately, drawing the 4-pin off that weight, but not phased. He just discards and continues onward. Huh. That's Tempai. It's probably as good as it gets if you're going to use the Dora weight. Reach waiting for 7-mon. Toriya might extend his dealer turn here. What's he up to? Ishida one away. But facing the dealer's reach, she's going to slightly fold here. Taking a much
So many
slower
blocks.
route.
Yeah. Slower and less value. She did have an extra block, so she does have some leeway there.
We are going through. Triplet is broken in order for some safety to be kept. But Yajima is still not too far from Tempai. He always had the option of using that triplet as a pair because he had 4 other runs for his four shapes of 3. So he didn't lose too much here, but now he actually goes with a 3-so discard. It passes as well.
Also want to remind everyone to sign up for the World Reach Online Team League. There's no set deadline. Games will start 1 week from tomorrow. But as long as you can get a team together and sign up, you can play and qualify for a seat in the 2028 WRC.
That's right. Remember, you do have to have a minimum amount of games in order to have a qualifying score. So you can't sign up too late. So ideally you want to sign up as early as possible, and the more games you play, the more chance you have to make your long streak, because it is a best of streak for the World Riichi Online Team League. Everybody stop Toriya on this hand. It doesn't look like it at this point. Oh, 7-so. Second to last tile here. No, 3 more tiles. And now the final tile. Too many of the 7-mon gone for Toriya to get his winning tile. But he's the only Tempai player, so he gets 3,000 points and gets to keep his dealer once again. What a hand there. Toriya extending his lead. More than 15,000 points ahead now. It's going to be a tough battle for the rest of our players, but we still have more than half the game to go, and everyone has at least 1 dealer turn.
He has his first name on the back of his uniform, Keibun.
That's right.
Also not necessarily an easy name to read. Once you're told it, then but usually the second kanji is read as Fumi in names.
Interesting.
I had to look up how to read his name as well.
Yeah, on his shirt, right? That's where you looked it up.
I should have. That would have been a lot more efficient than my method.
Toriya still our dealer here in East 3, 2 Honba. Every dealership so far has had at least 1 Honba so far. interesting spot here. Oh, big pair for Ishida, but she actually breaks the 2-4 pin shape, even though it's close to the Dora 1 pin. Going to lose Dora acceptance. Also, you lose the dangerous tiles. Those tiles near the Dora, especially when they're not actually the Dora, you're holding them and you're not even guaranteed to get the value from them. So she prefers the 5, 6, 7, 8 mon here, but she does not prefer the 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. Interesting that she keeps the 4 pin here. Huh.
Gonna take one more look at the hand before I give some analysis. Sometimes we have to wait for it to come back around.
There it
3,
is.
4, 5, 6.
Well, it works out. I guess a 3-sided weight here. Doesn't matter which
Yeah, there's
you
a
discarded.
few more options for the stickiness in the 4 dot than in the bamboos, since she's already using so many bamboos. 3-sided weight there, which pays off immediately, but also there was a shot at Sanshoku.
That's right. The mixed triple sequence. But in any case, she's not quite ahead, but that takes quite a few points from Toriya. Gets her a lot closer and ends his dealer turn. We move to Arai in last place right now for team number 9. They are not last place overall in the standings, though. They're pretty respectably up there in the upper half of the bracket currently. But in this game, Arai's at 10,000 points. He's got some work to do to keep his team up there or to advance them to the top 4. Because his team is knocking on the door. Team number 9. DD Studios winning with 48. They have 43, only 5 points behind. And Yajima is currently in 3rd place. So DD Studio might end up tumbling out of 1st on this one if Yajima doesn't find the comeback. Their pair here, but the pair is broken for Arai, so it looks like on his dealer turn he's gonna go for an inside hand.
It's Tempai and reach.
Big one.
No waiting for an open-ended wait.
Arai just going to go right in. Ishida could follow up here with a nice hand. We will see just what she can do. But she's not Tempai currently. And she's going to discard the pair of white dragons because 2 are already on the table, so not a great weight. And it's safe. Double whammy. But it
draws
ends.
Wow, to me that feels like a really difficult shovel pair weight to draw.
It's true, but with
He was
Uradora,
dealer, yeah.
that's a manga, and he is now head of DD Studio, as we mentioned, the straight rival. Big win for Arai here. Big. Still only in 3rd overall. But hard to argue with that. Ooh, can he keep the streak going here? This hand is not amazing, but it sure isn't bad either. Maybe we'll see a Tanyao here, an inside hand. He's got the Dora 7 mon. Starts with a south discard. Let's get rid of that guest win. 7, 8, 9 hits for Yajima. Yajima's hand looks amazing. Ishida has a lot of pairs. And Toriya's got some work to do. Toriya currently in first place right now. It's always hard when you get those horrendous hands when you're in first place. You definitely don't want to be dealing in on a low opportunity hand, but you can't fold everything, especially when the lead is this slim.
It is much more exciting though that for Arai to come back and we have all the players within a reasonable uh, difference to first place. Trying to decide where to make the pair, which open-endeds to keep in. It locks in the pair, keeping both the option of two open-endeds with the 6, 7, 7, 8 shape, as well as just in case he draws a sideway in the Manzu.
Yeah, I suppose he just wanted to lock in the 2-7 Mondora. Of course, the 1-2 Mon shape is going to be hard to solve, but maybe he can switch it out, as you mentioned, with that 6, 7, 7, 8 shape.
If he had a pair elsewhere, it is possible that he would have not locked in the 7 pair, even though as the Dora.
Right.
But it seemed like good timing.
Oh, slight
The Dora's
backfire
there.
here.
See? Yeah.
But it is what it is. Just goes right back and discards it.
Double lock it that in.
It's doubly locked in. Oh, and as you mentioned, able to make 2 open-ended weights on the 6, 7, 7, 8, so it doesn't have to use the 1-2 mon anymore. Very nice draw there for Arai. And he looks to be ahead of everybody else at the table right now. Can he finish his hand off? Even a chance to call now. All inside hand. Tanya, chance to pawn on Dora. Wonder if he would call anything else. Six mon comes out. Not quite the 7 mon he's looking for. Of course, if he did call, he would only be able to win on 4 pin, not 1 pin, because he would need Tanya. 8 mon. 6 and 8 mon both come out, but no 7 mon for Arai. That is also not Tempai. Does allow him to change his shape if he wants. He will rather keep a pair of 5s. Would this half flush really happen for Toriya? Seems pretty difficult. And in fact, I don't know if he believes it. He gives up the 4 pin, and that's actually a huge tile for Arai. Arai Tempai now waiting on 5 pin and Dora 7 mon instead of 8 pin and 7 mon because of the weight shift that he made earlier.
It's an option for open-ended as well, but the 9 dot would give him no Yaku.
Right.
So he chose to have the guaranteed Yaku weight, guaranteed inside hand.
Still no Tempai. Ishida giving up a few weights in order to keep those honor tiles that look pretty dangerous. There goes Arai catching Toriya. That's a huge turn of events.
Then we have another continuance. Arai will get at least 3 dealer turns this game.
Yeah, these Homba are stacking up. And it's only East 4. Long game. Triplet of Souths right off the bat. It is not South round yet, though. Quadruplet of Red Dragons, but no con is called yet. Saving for a little bit later. Maybe we'll discard one as a save tile.
Maybe.
This hand looks like it's going to be pretty exciting. And it's called, ooh, a little bit messy, but all the tiles are there. They all got there in the end. A little bit of a messy con call. 7 so is the new Dora.
I hear it like that. I feel like I think like, you know, they say like 50 is the new 40.
Yes.
Orange is the new black.
Right.
7 so is the new Dora.
It's literal in this case. It's not even a metaphor. It really is the new Dora. Fortunately, unlike those other references, the old Dora gets to also keep its job. Doesn't get replaced. Imagine if the con replaced the old Dora and it like made the other one not a Dora. That would be interesting. Those would be some interesting rules.
Sounds like a new potpourri rule.
Yeah, exactly. You can cover up the old Dora.
Yeah, they just move down the wall instead of, and then you can do more cons as well.
That's true. I have a feeling we would see
2 extra draws.
More cons if that was the case.
I don't know, but if you already have a triple of the Dora and you can con, then you don't want to, right?
Yes.
She hedged both Sanshoko options, 3, 4, 5, and 4, 5, 6? No, because she wants to make sure to use that to have an option for Dora acceptance with the 3, 4, 5 character. Probably. I don't
know. Yeah, it makes sense. Well, losing
I almost did it. I didn't do it, but I almost did.
Whoa! Con into reach for Yajima. This could be huge. He's coming back from last place. Arai's the dealer. A sumo would put a big hit on Arai's point score. Not
a lot
that
of players
tile.
1 away though coming into this.
Yeah, but they have to fight against the Riichi with
Asami 1 away.
32 extra foo because it was a dragon con.
Asami 1 away. Toriya 1 away.
Right.
Arai was 1 away, but looks like gave that up. And the 6 comes again. Why do you keep coming, 6?
Tough spot for Ishida here. Maybe it's time to fold. Can she, though? Okay, she's going to keep going. Sanzo appears! That's Tenpai. You believe in Sanzo.
Sabo, wait. We have seen Sanzo not deliver in the past hands today.
Oh. What's the discard here? 4-mon, 7-mon? Or just no tempai? Oof.
7 for now. Ishida's able to maintain her tempai. Or tempai one away. Ishanten. One shanten. Uno shanten.
Looks like Toriya is actually going to step back. Arai as well. Yajima takes a long time when he's Riichi. Really wants to make sure he doesn't commit a chombo there or miss a win. Both of them can be pretty bad. This is the TV table after all. 8-mon discarded. 6-pin.
Shift over for Ishida. She could still tempai, but it's getting further and further away. This is actually one away for Arai. A continued one away. A more efficient one away. Except he's already discarded the 3 character, and Yajima will just draw it. Neat. Sumo. Boon. And 1 Dora. Cool, Mangan.
Just cool. But the other cool part is that South round begins now. Or pin is the new Dora.
Yajima, of course, has served as the coach for the DD Studio team, I believe, for the Sankei Shimbun Cup, all women's tournament, so he was not on the team. But since this tournament allows for any team configuration you'd like, he is leading the. I don't know for sure. He seems like a captain of this team, though. I'm gonna say he's the captain for the English stream. I don't really care what the Japanese stream is doing.
Makes. Well, I don't know if I want to say makes sense, but okay. 8-pin, nice fill here for Toriya. Oh, the dragons are being collected in Arai's hand. Can he use these dragons for good?
Could use a few more likes. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, please do.
Oh, half flush
Seems like
on the
most people
way. Pairs, perhaps? What's it going to be? What's it going to be? This could be a big hand. Do. 9, so not super useful. But it's useful for Arai, who still has not tripled up any of his dragons.
We're in a kind of unique situation for the South round where every single player has reason to just win any hand. Every player except for Yajima wants the dealership to move, and Yajima just wants to stay dealer. So basically, this should be a speed battle for this hand.
It makes a lot of sense. Can Arai get value in this speed battle, though? Whoa, Tenpai. Ishida. Doesn't look like Arai's gonna make it, unfortunately. All those dragon tiles.
Yeah, and I would love the value, but he doesn't actually need it in this hand specifically. Because
Well,
anything that Yajima wins puts Arai further into last place.
right.
But Ishida will get the fast win.
She does have at least one Dora there, so a little bit more points.
Now Yajima's gonna actually have some conditions going in to South 2. He's gonna be wanting to make some value to put himself in a position of a Mangan Sumo first place in the last round. He is in that position now, but that means he has to advance the dealerships.
Hmm. And the scores are all honestly very close. One Mangan can turn the texture of the board on its head. Whoa, three
This
honor
hand.
pairs.
3
For
honor pairs and
Yajima.
another pair, and then 5 die as well. So he did get the value that he wanted. Can he bring it home?
Hair is discarded from Ishida's hand. Maybe she's going directly for Tanya here.
Is still in the sort of speed battle. She just needs to win hands faster than others and maintain her dealership. And any
Right.
value is just kind of a icing on the cake.
Yeah, she's already ahead. Although, as we mentioned, the lead is very small. Yajima with the pawn, again with the red dragons. That's one. Oh, he's gonna go all the way for the half flush though. Cutting the pair of 5-pin from his hand. Not gonna go toy toy. Not gonna go for the Yakuhai only. Quick hand. Going to go straight for the half flush. No alternatives here.
Still has a little bit of time, like we said, he's already in the Mangan Sumo range of getting into first place, so he's gonna take some time here while he still has 3 hands left to try and build some value.
Triple north for Arai. Home on the south. It is the south round. Yajima's
This is gonna
getting
be a
more and more
minimum
valuable.
Mangan hand.
But he's
Minimum
not
Mangan hand
Tenpai.
if he can Tenpai, yeah. Is that another pawn? It is! Now he's headless.
Boom. Ishanten.
The 3 will give him a Nobeta on the 2-5 way. Of course, the other 3 5s are in Ishida's hand right now. He could also choose to wait for the single green dragon. One of those in Toriya's hand right here. Toriya hedging a 1-2-3 mixed sequence as well.
Another pair. It's gonna break the 7-8 so pair though. So keeping this extra pair, but not really going for pairs. Just keeping it for the efficiency.
Is over there collecting some triples.
No dice.
2 triples and 2 pairs in Ishida's hand. That will put her 2 away from the 4 concealed triples Yakuman hand. And she's gonna go for the triples. She does not keep that open-ended shape.
What will this turn into? Extra 9 mon is interesting. It's Dora. It's gotta be the only reason it's being kept here. Oh, Yajima finds Tempai. What a big find.
Arai is also going for some triples. You'll see it come up right. Not here, but here. Here. Two triples
Here.
in the hand and two pairs, just like
Right.
Ishida.
2 Gen Shanten, seems like.
They're both. Oh, this is now one Gen Shanten.
Oh.
One away from 4 concealed triples.
Well, I don't know. Is it?
She went
No,
straight for
I think
it.
she needs 2 more.
Nope.
The Yakuman.
Sure, she had.
Oh, that's another pair.
It,
Doesn't
she
want to
has
get rid of the
2.
Dora shape, though.
Ishida has 2 triples and 3 pairs. So 1 to Tempai.
Oh, yes, it's a 3-3 mon, not 2-3 mon. Very close now. And she's in the dealer position, too.
And
Would
Toriya
be
has since given up on the 1, 2, 3 on Shogu's shape. And here, 2 triples and 2 pairs. Alright, I got rid of one of the pairs. Huh. So. There's that 2 mon you're talking about.
ah,
Throw it back.
doesn't want it. Going for the Yakuman. 2, 2, 3,
Doesn't
4, 2, 3, 4.
really need to. She could easily pawn, and Yajima will win his hand first, and that is a Mangan Sumo, which will put him into the lead.
It's not bad. Not bad at all.
That seems to be, and that's exactly the look he had on his face.
All right, yeah, because
Yes.
it's such a small lead and there's 2 whole hands to go at least. We're in South 3 here with Toriya as the dealer. Yajima has got to be sweating still. Still trying to hold the lead both in this game and in the overall standings for DD Studio. Dora is 4 mon. What will happen next?
Toriya, another possible hedge at Sanshoku, this time 7, 8, 9, and if he is able to pull it off, it looks like it'll be an outside hand as well.
5, 6,
But
7, 8.
not gonna be able to catch up to Yajima, probably. Yajima's hand is crazy fast. Look at that one. Look at that.
It is
Super fast hand.
absurdly
Awesome.
fast. We might see a Chanta here from Toriya, an outside hand, but those are not known for being very fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yajima Tenbai 5/8 await, possibly. No Riichi though. Oh, interesting. He's looking for Pinfu maybe? I mean, he has 1 Dora in the hand. You really need that
Doesn't really
value?
want to. He doesn't want to take any risk with the hand, and also he wants something that's easy to win from the other players. And Nobetan isn't considered to be a really great weight. It's better than just 1 Tonki. It's better to have 2 Tonkis, but still not a super strong shape for Tenpai. It's a great Ishanten shape, but because in that case, the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 all give you ideal shapes. There we go. Neat Pinfu. Switches to the fake open-ended, slightly more desirable than the Nobetan, I guess, because it gives you Pinfu.
Yes. And he reached for it. So I suppose he figured it was good enough. Must have been about the value. Maybe not as much about the efficiency. But this does really slow down everyone, especially Toriya, who has that really arduous Chanta shape, that outside shape that he's trying to make, but has to discard so many dangerous tiles if he goes for it.
Yajima draws it. He's unstoppable. Then beat
Whoa!
Sumo Dora.
All the tiles fly away into the middle as we go into all last. That was so fast. He counted
Those
the
3
points.
continuances.
Yep. Here we are in
Is
South
that right?
4.
Was it just Riichi Sumo Dora?
I
There
think
were no
so.
continuances. I missed that. I thought there was a Pinfu, but I was just looking at the open-ended shape and I did not pay attention to the rest of the hand, apparently. What? Oh,
South
that
4
looks like Pinfu.
begins. There's a couple East in Arai's hand.
And... Oh, it was a Nobeton as well. He had just shifted the Nobeton up. I misread the 6 and the 9. That was totally my bad. It was not the fake open-ended, the Ariamen, it was the Nobeton shape. Instead of the 5, 6, 7, 8, he chose the 6, 7, 8, 9.
Right.
Advantageous by being on the edge instead of slightly in the middle for the weights. There we go.
All worked out in the end. All the Easts coming through for Arai. The rest of his hand is coming through as well. Seems to be one away. Needs a pair.
Yajima's got a bunch of pairs.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
he
could
could.
trade. I don't know if Yajima would want to speed up Arai's hand at all, though.
Could
Maybe not.
barter.
Yeah, maybe not the player he wants to trade with. That's like playing those politics games like Catan, things like that. You don't want to trade with the person who's about to win the game. And, you know, in a way, that is kind of like mahjong. There's a little bit of that in mahjong too. You willing to discard tiles to help people advance the hand, but generally not if they're dealer or if they would overtake you. Of course, you can't openly barter in mahjong. That's not legal. What a draw for Ishida. Fills in the inside of the 6-8, and now she has a chance of getting back into first place. Just about everyone has held first place this game except Arai, but Arai has not been out of the game at all either. The South 4 is going to be a doozy as we come down right to it. Will dealer repeat? Or will one of our other 3 players upset Arai's comeback? Still no Tempai yet. A South has been drawn. That could be dangerous. Still no Tempai anywhere. Some North. Both South was something Ishida didn't want to discard. I'm gonna discard North hesitantly. It passes. Now Toriya kind of getting close as well. He's one away. And still nobody's been able to find Tempai yet. This has been unexpected right here.
Yeah, no matter how quick the hands look at the beginning, you gotta have the right draws.
999, so can Yajima discard North? Does he want to? Does he want to discard 1 mon instead? Does he want to discard 4-5 mon from the middle and try some crazy tactics? He doesn't need any points though, and of course the points don't matter very much. First comes your position scoring.
He really just wants to win anything in the game and lock in DD
He's gonna go
Studios
with
first
4-5
place.
though. It's
Yeah,
because he's
but
already called 9-pin.
it's already he needs it for the Yakuba. Also,
Yes.
it's a lot easier to hand to fold later. You
That's
have
fair.
nothing but outside tiles.
Tempai. Arai
So
reach.
it's not as risky as it seems.
Arai has been the most willing to reach weights that aren't open-ended. Your non-standard weights. He's thrown that Riichi stick out here a lot. And now it's going to put some pressure on the opponents once again. Will it pay off?
How often the other players take that into account? Because there definitely are players who only reach on open-ended.
Hmm.
And others who will reach a lot with various weights.
If you only reach on open-ended, Suji would work 100% of the time.
Exactly.
You can't always just be reaching on open-ended. I
Say
think
99% of the time.
Number 9, Arai repeats. Misses Uradora though. Wait, no, he didn't miss. That's East. He hit 3 Uradora.
He could not have hit the Uradora more. He could not have hit it harder.
What an insane Uradora. That is Haneman. What a turnaround there.
Yeah, and I remember was way down in points. Massive last place, and has made a huge comeback since his last dealership.
Ura East flipped the north tile. Rai has basically scored all his points on his dealer turn. Now he has to block Yajima. I mean, he does also kind of have to block the other two players, but Yajima is definitely the scariest.
It's a difficult position when you can't just end the game on a dealer win.
Right.
You have to keep playing.
That's right.
So you're waiting for a chance where you can just say no 10. He has enough points now that he can just end the game in exhaustive draw without Tenpai.
It's true. Looks like Toriya
But
might just be willing to out-jostle Ishida here for 3rd place, though, with his hand. It's unfortunately for where his hand is looking.
That's another strategy you have to keep in mind with this format as well.
Yeah, every position matters. So we might see Arai kind of get saved by Toriya here. By Toriya just trying to get 3rd place from Team Little. Yajima is trying his best though, and Ishida could just run a quick hand here. Doesn't quite have Mangan potential yet. But you never know with the Uradora. Oh, Ishida open calls. She's just going to protect her 3rd place, I think. Doesn't look like she has enough to even overtake Yajima. Just going to hold on to 3rd place for Team Little before Toriya upsets her. Because Toriya is moving pretty quickly as well. Arai doesn't want to deal in, just in case the other players have Dora. That would be a big upset for him. Oh.
Matt, you need to make sure that you keep teams below you.
He does deal in though.
It deals into Arai. But losing to... Wait.
Yeah, he dealt into Ishida. Arai dealt into Ishida.
Oh, Arai dealt into Ishida.
So it was small enough that Ishida did not have the Dora. Fortunately for Arai, if she had the Dora, that could have been an absolute disaster. Yajima ends up with a 2nd place in the end. He was hoping to overtake Arai in the last one, but Ishida and Toriya's hands were just too fast for either of them. And Arai being ahead was able to maintain the lead.
In this format, you need to make sure that there's always a team below you since the last place. You only have to win, you only have to be in the top 2 at the table, so it's not even that difficult of a round 1 final table. Round 1 of the semifinals.
Right. Of the playoffs?
The playoffs, what would those be, like quarterfinals? Pretty much quarterfinals.
Yeah, probably quarterfinals if there's 2 rounds. Playoffs round 1, playoffs round 2, and then finals. As we can see here, after game number 2, there they are, DD Studio, even though it was only a 2-point only a 2-point performance, still enough to maintain 1st place, out ahead over AMC Dental and now City Plus. by 4 points. So a big jump today for DD Studio. We are watching them as the first place team. They're still ahead. There will be 3 more games in this session tomorrow. But DD Studio...
Some discrepancies in the scores. I think that some of the records were mistaken, and we will highlight those in the games tomorrow. You can see there's only 3 second places, and there's 5 last places, I think. Is that right? Yeah, so
I only see 4
somewhere
last places.
somebody
Oh,
else...
no, you're right. There are 5 last places.
Yeah. So we're just going from the scores that the Japanese
That's
that
right.
that were on the Japanese stream, and yeah, sometimes the records are wrong, or sometimes there's a chombo that we don't know about.
Yeah.
So we'll highlight
there's
those differences.
Sometimes there's a no-show as well, right? Like lateness or missing penalties that might have caused an extra 0.
That's right. We haven't seen that yet in the team battle. In this team battle, we've seen it in Sankei Shimbun Cup before.
Right.
So once those have come to light, once we have the corrections in, we'll highlight those. Unfortunately, nothing we can do really about this in this situation right here.
But as far as we know, DD Studio ahead, AMC Dental in second with City Plus, a good run up to third, and B and Queens with that 4th place on the most recent game, falling into 4th. You can see number 9 there that we just looked at, 5th place as well. So those were the games for today. Of course, make sure to subscribe so you can check out what's happening tomorrow. Like the stream if you enjoyed the commentary. We will be back tomorrow with 3 more games from the session. In addition...
Also...
Go ahead, Jen.
Garth and I will be streaming at 2 p.m. Japan time. Actually, a live, just 5-minute delay stream of the World Reach Champion, the WRCR. So WRC rules with Red Dora. Final table for the league that has been running at JPML this season. The WRCR league runs twice a year. And there's a final table that's happening today. So we will be covering the free portion, the portion that's offered for free on the JPML Japanese table, as a restream with a 5-minute delay.
Ooh, that's exciting. Live commentary there. It doesn't happen very often, but we'll be trying that out today at 2 p.m. Japan time. That's 1 a.m. for tips. People in tips. For East Coast. Eastern time. And then that's 10 p.m. And then 10 p.m. for West Coast. Pacific time. Well, that being said, good luck to all of the competitors at WRC. And from all of us here at the commentary studio, it's been Jen and Jeremy today. We will see you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone.
Good night.